So as I'm sure everybody knows, some trailers for Far Cry 6 dropped last week, and we now know the game will be releasing on October 7th. And like a lot of you guys, I am very excited because we all know Far Cry 6 has the potential to be a great game and entry for the series, and all these new trailers did was support that claim. First thing I wanted to talk about was this character trailer that dropped for the game's protagonist, Danny Rojas. Now this trailer has a lot of background on what's going on in this chaotic land of civil war, and we did see quite a bit of the game's antagonist, Anton Castillo. Now I know it's still too early to jump to conclusions, but from what we've seen, Anton seems to perfectly fit the bill of what makes a good Far Cry villain. Composed, charismatic, a little insane, and has that good guy exterior to them. Something pretty cool about Far Cry villains is that they aren't just black and white, they aren't just straight up evil. In fact, for some of them, like Pagan and Joseph, you could even argue that they were the good guys of the story. Now I'm not saying this needs to happen for Anton, but I think it would be cool to see what drove him to his current state. The way the villain is being set up gives me big Pagan Min vibes, kind of like a dictator or king almost over a country, with their own army suppressing everybody to follow their authority. And then there's the resistance group like the Golden Path in Far Cry 4, but for 6 it's the Yaren Resistance. It looks like a pretty cool dynamic and battle going on between these Yaren fighters and Anton's army, and our main character Danny Rojas is kind of caught up in the middle of it and wants to take down Anton. From the trailer, we understand a little bit of Danny's motivation. They say that Anton had ordered a boat full of their people killed and also has kept Danny an orphan. So it sounds like it's gonna be a pretty personal fight between Anton and Danny. And I'm really curious how those two are going to interact. I also think the whole how far will you go for revenge arc for Danny has the potential to be really good and gives me a bit of some Jason Brody vibes with his whole revenge arc. I'm also really curious about Diego's role in all of this. Is he gonna follow in his father's footsteps and become Yara's next tyrant, or is he gonna help the resistance? Now they did only show the female version of Danny in the trailer, but I will probably end up playing as a male version cause screw whammon. Oh, okay, that was a joke. Women are great. Alright. Sorry. The gameplay trailer showcased quite a lot as well, and as I expected, it looks great. I believe I've said this before, but Far Cry 5 and New Dawn easily have the best gameplay of the Far Cry series, so all they had to do for Far Cry 6 was improve and build upon it, and it looks like they did exactly that. Lots of cool, creative, fun weapons. I mean, a Macarena gun. That's all I needed to see to pre-order the game. And it looks like they're making the gameplay even crazier and more ridiculous in 6. I'm honestly all for it. But probably the most exciting part of what I've seen from Far Cry 6 so far, for me, has to be the world. First of all, I love the choice to have the game in Yara. No offense, but it's a way more interesting location and probably an area of the world that many people are unfamiliar with, including myself. And as you can tell, I am American, and even though Montana was great in Far Cry 5 and New Dawn, I definitely want to experience a more unique and creative country. I've played so many games that take place in America, I'm honestly sick of it. And if this world is even half as gorgeous as Kyrat from Far Cry 4, then it's going to be an absolute beauty. And another really neat thing is that there's actually going to be a capital city in the game world with narrow streets and tall buildings, which is really cool because believe it or not, we've never had a big populated city like that before in Far Cry. I think it's going to make a very cool environment and playground, and of course there's still the good old open fields and jungles that we loved from Far Cry 3, so the world definitely had me the most excited. And of course the cutscenes all being in the third person is pretty cool. I mean, I didn't mind the first person cutscenes, but this will at least help us see and understand our main character's body language and expression more. And thank God this one actually has a voice. That immediately makes Danny already better than half of the protagonists from this series, so I'm actually very excited for the story. So that's why my hopes for Far Cry 6 are very high, and I'm really hoping the game can deliver because it really does have so much potential, especially with learning and building off of Far Cry 5 and Far Cry New Dawn. But feel free to let me know what you guys think of Far Cry 6 so far, and if you'll be pre-ordering or buying the game at launch. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more Far Cry related videos, I've made a lot on the channel, so if you'd subscribe for more, I'd really appreciate that. But thanks for watching guys, and have a great day.